Okay, so the first task at hand is to prove that context-free grammars and context-free languages are indeed a strict extension of regular languages. So let's show how to convert a regular language into a context-free grammar. So let's assume that we are given a DFA for the regular language that we want to convert into a CFG. And now the basic idea is that what we are going to do, we are going to have all the states of the automata as variables of the grammar. And the terminals are going to be the regular alphabet. And now we're going to have production rules which are of the following form. So let me zoom in. We are going from a state Q on the letter A. We are going to go into this state, right? The transition of delta of Q to A. But the important thing is that we are prefixing A to the string being produced, right? So the way to think about it, that every time we do a production rule, we leave behind a character, which is the character used to transit during the production. Now, notice that this is very important because when we have a context-free grammar, there are a lot of options how to derive a variable, and the context-free grammar have to choose which rule to use, right? So there are many possibilities to choose, and like in an NFA, the grammar has to choose which production rule to use. Okay, so those are all the production we have that are essentially for every transition of the automata, we're going to have a production rule. And in addition, we're going to have a production rule from a state to an epsilon for all the accepting states. Okay, so that's and the start variable is just going to be the start state. Okay, so the grammar is well defined, and the intuition is going to be that initially the grammar start for this specific DFA drawn here, the grammar is going to start with the variable A, right? And now the variable A, for example, we can decide that we want to take this B, self loop with the B. So we go to B and we generate a BA, right? And we need to expand the A, and maybe we decide to go from A to B, right? So it's B, A, B, right? And then maybe we go with the B, so we get B, A, B, C, right? And now we take, let's say, this, and so this is B, A, B, A, D, right? And then we take again D to B, A, B, A, B, E, and now E goes to epsilon, so we get B, A, B, A, B. Okay, now what's really going on is that in any point in time in this grammar, what we have a current string which the prefix of it is the letters used so far. Think about them as the letter read by the DFA so far, and the current state. Current state. Okay, and every derivation essentially what it moved the current state to a different state while writing down what letter was used to move in this transition, right? So essentially the prefix string that we have is the record of how did we arrive from the start state to this state. And now the important thing is that the only way to be done with this sequence of production is to arrive to a transition that is made out of terminals only, but the only such transition are the transition of a state to epsilon, which are all for all the accepting states. So once we generated a path to arrive to an accepting state, we can from this accepting state go to epsilon and be done. And what the grammar generated was exactly the path used to go from the start state to this state, which is exactly a word in the language. So that's the intuition of what's going on. For this specific automata, let's see the generated grammar. So here's the generated grammar, right? All the states, A, B, C, D are the states, A and B is the alphabet, and here are the production rules. right? Where again, the interesting production rules are this one that moves E to the to epsilon, which is because it's an accepting state. Another interesting thing, of course, is that A, the starting state, is also the starting variable of the grammar. And the rest we'd seen before. And, I hope that this example convinced you that this works. I'm not going to prove it formally because life is too short, especially in days of COVID. So let me just state the lemma. I showed you all the details and you can convert it to a formal proof. We showed that for given a regular language, we can always generate a CFG that generates the language, this regular language. So regular languages are definitely context-free grammar. So context-free grammars or context-free languages are strict extension of regular languages, which is good. That's what we wanted.